In 1893, New Zealand was the first nation to give women the vote, and now we lead the world again by being the very first nation to give a woman a Navy ship to sink. The Royal New Zealand Navy is important to our sense of national pride. Without it, our heads could get really swollen. Let's take a quick look at the last time our Navy sullied our international reputation. Winding the clock all the way back to 2015, there was an incident in the Southern Ocean involving a couple of fishing boats. HMS NZ Wellington had permission to flex its muscle, but reported that the crew couldn't board the illegal fishing boats because of high winds and rough seas. So in the end, instead of risking life and limb and possibly breaking a high heel and smudging their lipstick in the 20-metre swells, they advised the captains of the fishing boats that they would be filing a full report. So the Navy isn't off to a great start, but let's see if their DEI policy is better than their military posture. Meet Commander Yvonne Gray, all the way from Yorkshire. We've now allowed this immigrant lesbian woman to sink one of our Navy ships worth $100 million, and for those who haven't been paying attention, that's enough to finance the grift of free, non-accredited, premium-priced Maori language courses for all teachers in New Zealand.
I expect nothing less than 20% of the total budget in this country.
We have to go back to 1982 and the Falklands War to find the last sinking of a British Navy ship. As for the New Zealand Navy, we've had some damage, but I've not yet been able to find any record of one actually being sunk, and certainly not in peacetime. Reportedly, the ship HMS NZ Manawanui was trying to survey a reef, and having successfully found the shallows, Commander Gray is being hailed as a hero for not getting in the way and killing any of the passengers and crew in the process of the evacuation. A medal is undoubtedly on the cards for Commander Gray, who, in the face of a critical emergency, had the presence of mind to maintain the crew's morale by using their correct pronouns. So if you're a New Zealand Navy commander and you successfully navigate your ship from A to B without hitting anything, you're a loser, no medal for you, bugger off. Now, diversity, equity and inclusion is the giving of grace and favour to individuals based on what minority groups they belong to. And there is a way of calculating the diversity leverage a person has by using Matt Walsh's handy victimhood pyramid tutorial. Matt Walsh is a qualified and internationally renowned DEI expert and film star of the movie Am I a Racist? Book your tickets online at www.amiaracist.com. So let's run Captain Gray through Matt's calculator and see if we can determine whether she had enough victim points to justify the sacrifice of a $100 million warship, which, by the way, was uninsured. Take it away, Matt.
Now, the victim hierarchy is a pyramid. You could also call it the victim pyramid, VH or VP, it's up to you. At the base of the pyramid, you have white men. That's the lowest ranking. They cannot be victimized by anyone, and yet they victimize everyone else. We have to understand that victimization flows up on the pyramid, so it's a little counterintuitive. The higher you are on the pyramid, the more victimized you are, and yet the more powerful you are.
When Matt says power, that's the DEI leverage a person gets from their victimhood points. Matt's documentary explains all this. You can get tickets at www.amiaracist.com.
Now next you have white women, and they're still pretty low on the ranking, but they can at least be victimized by white men. So they have one victim point.
So according to Matt, Yvonne gets on the board one up from the bottom because she's a woman. Now I should explain, this is Matt. You need to think that this is an adult human female. When Matt says woman, he's not talking about a man masquerading as a woman. Matt's done another doco about that called What is a Woman, but the one in theatres at the moment is Am I a Racist? You can get your tickets at www.amiaracist.com.
Victim points are determined by how many other groups can victimize you. So you can tally a group's victim points simply by counting how many groups are underneath them on the pyramid. It makes it very easy to do. Now, flowing up from there, right above white women, we have disabled people. Now, this is a large category, and it's, in fact, getting larger by the day because what counts as a disability keeps expanding by the day. But, of course, you know, there are just like the classic disabilities we all recognize, blind, deaf, wheelchair-bound, etc. And these are going to kind of be the anchor points for the disabled category of the victim pyramid. Now, these people are group 3, and so they are automatically victimized by the 2 groups below them, which gives them 2 victim points.
Okay, I'm pretty sure we can give Yvonne disability victim points. Looking at those glasses, she's got an eyesight issue. And of course, she didn't see the reef. And overall, looking at this image, something's not quite right, is it? I mean, What is it? It's a bit Susie or something, isn't it? Okay, let's get back to Matt.
Next, and this gets a little confusing, we have fat people, the obese. Sometimes obesity is counted as a disability, sometimes it isn't. But the group is large enough, no pun intended, that it needs its own category. And the plus size community has been sort of climbing the hierarchy in recent years, which has been really good exercise for them. Now, the obese have 3 categories below them, which means that they have 3 victim points. Now we get to the part where the rubber meets the road. What is called our premium victim categories, PVC. Now, at this stage, every victim point is multiplied by 2. There is a ×2 bonus for getting to this point on the victim pyramid. I'll show you how it works. The first group in the premium category are black men.
Keep my iwi out of your mouth.
For the purpose of this demonstration, in order to keep things as simple as possible, black will include all racial minorities. Of course, in reality, there's a separate victim ranking of racial minorities that tends to change rapidly over time as different groups vie for greater victim status. For right now, we're all going to include them as under the black category, or we could just say people of color. Now, black men, therefore, have 4 victim points times the premium victim bonus, which makes 8 points. What's next? Obviously, next would be black women, who are victimized by black men, fat people, disabled people, white women, and white men. Those are all of the victimization flows up through those groups, and black women are getting all of that. And this gives them a gross of 5 victim points, but a net of 10 when you add the premium victim bonus. Gays, lesbians, and other non-hetero sexual orientations fall just above black women. They are victimized by an impressive tally of 6 other groups. And then our premium victim bonus kicks in, and what do? You get 12 victim points, and that is where the LGB land on the pyramid.
Now, Yvonne is getting seriously into the points here. This is 12 points for being a lesbian. Okay, so that's a total of 15 victimhood points. 1 for being a woman, 2 for a disability, and 12 for being a lesbian. So there we are. Shout out to Matt Walsh for the tutorial. And don't forget, you can get tickets to see Am I Racist at www.amiracist.com. Our $100 million Navy ship was put at risk for the sake of a 15-point diversity hire. And once again, New Zealand is being internationally mocked for our ridiculously gay Navy. And by the way, Eve, you owe each of us taxpayers $31.25. Invoices in the mail. Cheers, love. Thanks for watching. Give us a like, would ya? And click subscribe to be notified of new content when it drops. See you next time.